Okay, in this episode, we are going to learn about how to remove one row of data from the table using Hibernate. So removing one row of data from table means you have to remove an object from the database. So by talking in terms of Hibernate, removing data from database means you have to remove an object from the database. Okay, so now come to our database. Here, this is our database. Our table contains 3 rows of data, and here I am going to remove the first row of data. That means the row with the ID 121. Okay. Now for that, here I am going to create a method for removing one row of data. So here I am going to create a method. I name the method as public void delete info. So for deleting one object from the database using Hibernate, you need object of configuration, you need an object of session factory, also you need object of session, also you need object of transaction. So for selecting information from database, there is no need of transaction object, but for deleting one row of data or deleting an object from the database, you need the transaction object also. So in the previous part, we got a problem here because the build session factory method is deprecated. So I found a solution for this. You can pass an object of service registry class to this method. By doing that, you can solve the problem. First, you have to get an object of service registry class, and you can pass that object into this method, build session factory method. So you can solve the deprecation problem. So first we need an object of configuration. So I copy this code segment. We need the same code here. Okay. Now we have to before initialize the session factory object, we have to create an object of service registry. So I'm going to create an object of service registry class, service registry. I name the object as sr equal to new service registry. It's not new service registry builder. There is a method called apply settings. First you have to, here in this method you have to pass two arguments. First one is, first use the object of configuration con dot. There is a method called get properties, get property. Okay, get new service registry builder dot. The method name is apply settings. Yeah, here it is, the second one, apply settings. Now con dot, there is a method called get properties. Yeah, this one, get properties. Now call the method called build. Okay. So now we got here an object of service registry class. So you have to pass this object at the time of initialization of the session factory object. So now we have to initialize the session factory object. So session factory sf equal to con dot build session factory. And also you have to choose this second one. Here you can see that a such service registry class argument is also present. So pass that object. Here our object name is sr. Okay. Now it is okay because now we solve the problem of build session factory is deprecated. Now it is solved. Okay. now we can delete an object from the database. So here our target is to delete the first row of data from this table using Hibernate. Okay, so before going to delete the object, you need to get that particular object. So for getting that object, you have to create an object of object class object ob equal to sessions. Okay, before you need to create an object of session equal to sf dot call that method called open session. Okay, now using this session we have to access that particular object. So object ob equal to session dot load our Pojo class name is our Pojo class is, what is the Pojo class name? Okay, data provider, that is our Pojo class name. First you have to pass the Pojo class name data provider dot class, and the second argument is the id. So new integer and we have to remove the first row of data. The value corresponding to id is 121, so pass that 121 value. So pass it 121. Okay, now in this object we got an instance or object corresponding to the first row of data on our table. So now we can remove this object. So for removing this object you can call the delete method using the session object. So session dot delete and pass that object name. Here object name is ob. So now complete the process, complete the transaction. You need to commit the transaction. Okay, before, one thing also you need to do, you need to create an object of transaction factory here. Okay, I copy the transaction object from the previous code. Yeah, here it is. Transaction tr equal to session dot begin transaction. Okay, paste it here. So now you need to commit the transaction tr dot commit. Here I just display a message dot println object remove successfully. Okay, now we have to close the session object. So session dot close. Now we have to close the session factory object. So sf dot close. Okay, now we have to call this method from the main method. So instead of insert info, I call that method called delete info. Okay, now we can run the application. So right click the file and run as Java application. Now go to console. Okay, delete from user info where id. Object removed successfully. Now we can check whether the object is removed or not. So select start from user info. Yeah, it's gone. You can see that the first row is now not available on the table. This is how we remove a one row of data or an object from a table using Hibernate. So the things you need is, first you need an object of configuration, then you need an object of session factory, also transaction is needed, and first you have to get an object corresponding to the particular row that you need to remove and delete that particular object using the session.delete method. And finally you need to commit the transaction.